Kelly Clarkson breaks down in emotional TV comeback after ex-husband's death. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a nice day before we begin the video. Please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. Kelly Clarkson returns to her talk show in tears after ex-husband Brandon Blackstock's death and summer tragedy. Kelly Clarkson has made an emotional return to daytime television, breaking down in front of her studio audience during the first episode of the new season of The Kelly Clarkson Show. It marked her first appearance back on air since the death of her ex-husband, Brandon Blackstock, who passed away in August at the age of 48 after a 3-year battle with cancer. Clarkson delayed the start of her show for several weeks before launching Season 7. On her return, she focused the spotlight not on her personal grief, but on the stories of bus drivers who rescued hundreds of children trapped at Camp Mystic in Texas during catastrophic floods earlier this summer. The segment was filled with tears as Clarkson clutched tissues while listening to the drivers' accounts of reuniting 900 children with their families after days of fear and devastation. The singer and talk show host avoided any direct mention of Blackstock during the broadcast. She and Blackstock were married for nearly 7 years before divorcing in 2020. They shared 2 children together, River Rose, 11, and Remington Alexander, 9. A family representative previously said Blackstock died peacefully surrounded by loved ones, thanking fans for their prayers and requesting privacy. Viewers praised Clarkson's sensitivity in spotlighting everyday heroes rather than her own loss. Clips shared to Instagram and other platforms quickly drew messages of support, with fans applauding her ability to balance compassion with courage. "Oh, my heart, thank you for highlighting and honoring such deserving people," one viewer wrote. Another added that her return proved why she remains one of television's most relatable and beloved stars. The moment has quickly gained traction online, with fans sharing their own experiences of grief and praising Clarkson for providing strength through vulnerability. By returning with a mix of raw emotion and a commitment to others, Clarkson reminded audiences why her presence on daytime TV continues to resonate so strongly. Kelly Clarkson has always been known as one of the most powerful voices in music and television, a woman whose strength, resilience, and authenticity have won the hearts of millions around the world, but even the strongest performers can break down when faced with the crushing weight of personal tragedy, and that was evident in her emotional return to television following the shocking death of her ex-husband Brandon Blackstock. The moment marked not only a professional comeback, but also a deeply human one, a raw and heartbreaking glimpse into the vulnerability of a superstar who has endured both public battles and private pain. The world has followed Kelly's journey for more than 2 decades, from her unforgettable American Idol win that catapulted her into global stardom to her transformation into a talk show host beloved for her warmth, humor, and relatability. She has been a constant presence in the lives of fans who admire her authenticity, but behind the radiant smile and powerhouse voice, her personal life has been a series of difficult turns. Her marriage to Brandon Blackstock, once seen as a fairy tale union that blended love, family, and professional partnership, came to a devastating end in a divorce that became one of the most talked about celebrity splits in recent years. And now the loss of Brandon has cast a shadow that Kelly herself admits she never fully anticipated. Her return to television was expected to be triumphant, with fans eager to see her light up the screen again after taking time away, but the weight of grief was impossible to ignore as Kelly appeared visibly emotional, her eyes filled with tears as she tried to balance professionalism with the undeniable pain of losing someone who was not only a former husband, but also the father of her children. Those close to her say she wrestled with whether she was ready to return at all, but ultimately felt compelled to step back into the spotlight to reconnect with fans who have always given her strength. The comeback episode carried an atmosphere that was both celebratory and somber. The audience cheered her name with warmth and compassion, yet there was a palpable sense of collective grief as Kelly addressed the situation. Her voice cracked at moments when she spoke about resilience, family, and the importance of cherishing loved ones. She made it clear that while her relationship with Brandon had ended, their shared history and the bond of their children meant his passing had left a permanent scar. Viewers were reminded of the many challenges Kelly has faced publicly in recent years. She fought through a grueling divorce, marked by legal battles over finances, property, and custody. While continuing to host her show and maintain her music career, she juggled her role as a mother with the pressures of fame and often opened up to her audience about her struggles, showing that even superstars face heartbreak in raw and relatable ways. Now confronted with the loss of someone who was once her closest partner, she finds herself navigating grief while under the constant glare of public attention. Her breakdown on air was not the collapse of a star unable to handle pressure, but rather the moment of honesty that her fans have always adored about her. She has never hidden behind a manufactured facade. Instead, she has chosen to let people in to see the highs and lows of her life, from triumphs on stage to tears behind the scenes. And this time was no different. The pain was real, the tears were unfiltered, and the message she carried was one of resilience in the face of unimaginable heartbreak. Behind the scenes, those close to Kelly have described her as leaning heavily on her inner circle, her family, friends, and her children, who have become her anchor in this storm. Insiders say she has been determined to maintain a sense of stability for her kids, shielding them as much as possible from the public scrutiny, while encouraging open conversations about grief and healing. She wants them to understand that even in moments of loss, life continues with love and hope. The television comeback itself has been hailed as brave, not only because it required Kelly to face her audience while her heart was still raw, but also because it reinforced her belief that connection with others is part of the healing process. She has often said that music and performance have been her therapy, and stepping back into that role now allowed her to channel her grief into something meaningful, whether through heartfelt conversations with guests or through the emotional performances that define her show. Kelly turned her pain into a shared human experience that resonated with viewers everywhere. For fans, watching the episode was a reminder of why Kelly remains one of the most beloved figures in entertainment. She is not afraid to show her scars. She is not afraid to break down and let the world see that even icons can crumble under the weight of loss. Her vulnerability has always been her superpower, transforming moments of heartbreak into anthems of strength and survival. Her classic ballads, filled with raw emotion, now take on new meaning as fans see the real-life struggles that continue to shape her artistry. The death of Brandon Blackstock has reopened difficult memories for Kelly of their tumultuous past, both the beautiful moments of love that built their family and the bitter chapters of a divorce that became tabloid fodder. Yet, despite the complications of their relationship, those who know her insist that Kelly has never wished ill upon Brandon, and his passing has devastated her in ways few could imagine. She mourns not only the man he was, but also the future milestones their children will now face without him. His absence will be felt in graduations, birthdays, and countless life moments that he should have been part of, and that reality weighs heavily on her heart. Industry insiders have praised Kelly for her courage in making her emotional return rather than retreating from public life. Many believe that her decision to push forward speaks volumes about her character. She has always used her platform to connect with others on a deeper level, and now she is using it to navigate grief in real time. Her willingness to be open may inspire others dealing with similar losses to find strength in vulnerability rather than silence. The television comeback also sparked conversations about the pressures celebrities face in balancing personal tragedy with professional commitments. While many are afforded the privacy to grieve away from public scrutiny, stars like Kelly carry the unique burden of mourning, while millions watch her emotional breakdown, underscored the fact that behind the glamour and fame, she is simply a human being enduring the kind of loss that countless others face every day. The only difference is that her pain plays out on a stage where the world is watching. As the season continues, fans are eager to see how Kelly channels her emotions into her work. Many anticipate that her music will reflect the raw grief she is processing, with some insiders speculating that she may already be working on new material inspired by this chapter of her life. Throughout her career, Kelly's greatest songs have emerged from her deepest pain, and there is little doubt that this experience will once again shape her artistry in ways that connect profoundly with listeners. For now, though, Kelly Clarkson's emotional television comeback stands as a moment of truth, a reminder that strength does not mean never breaking down, but rather finding the courage to rise again. Even when tears blur the path ahead, she may have broken down in front of her audience, but in doing so, she reminded them why they love her. She is not perfect. She is not untouchable. She is real. Her fans have rallied behind her, flooding social media with messages of love and support, assuring her that she does not walk this journey alone. She carries not just her own grief, but the collective empathy of millions who see their own struggles reflected in her story. As she continues to rebuild her life after tragedy, one thing is certain: Kelly Clarkson will keep singing, keep fighting, and keep inspiring, because that is who she has always been, a woman who turns pain into power and heartbreak into healing. Kelly Clarkson's emotional breakdown in her television comeback after the death of her ex-husband was not just a celebrity headline, it was a cultural moment, a powerful reminder of resilience, authenticity, and the enduring strength of a woman who has never been afraid to show the world her truth, even when that truth is heartbreaking. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe to our American Idol YouTube channel for more updated news.